So hello everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. So it seems that a few weeks back there has been another release of Tennogen skins. And just like always, there are some very impressive skins available in the game. Now what's unique about this release is many of these skins are supporting frames that are not often seen in the previous releases. So frames such as Wukong and Oberon are getting some attention, and that's really nice to see that some of the less common frames are now receiving some Tennogen skins. Now in this particular video, I would like to focus on a helmet that has been released for Valkyr, and that is the Valkyr Cheetah Helmet. Now the reason for my interest in this helmet is I am very partial to Valkyr. I do often take her on many missions. However, I was never attracted to any of the neuroptics that were available in the game. I do have many of the optional ones, but none of them really caught my attention. And so I was hoping that there will be a developer that would create a Tennogen helmet or a full skin for Valkyr. And when the Cheetah helmet came out, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted. And so I went and got the helmet, and because I did so, I decided to create a video on it. So the creator of the Valkyr Cheetah helmet is a developer who goes by the name of Cheshire. And just like the other developers who I have introduced in the previous videos, this developer has created multiple skins for the game. And these include the Mirage Jolie helmet, as well as a skin that I have always been interested in, which is the Nova Stinger skin. Now in this particular release, he released two helmets, the Trinity Messiah helmet, and the one I am introducing today, which is the Valkyr Cheetah helmet. So before we look at the Valkyr Cheetah helmet, let's take a look at how Valkyr looks in her default form. Now Valkyr is the tortured soul frame. She was abducted by the Corpus and experimented on by that jerk Alad V. And because of that, she has this very unique and quite interesting look. I actually like the look of Valkyr even in her default form. But the problem is the form is quite a painful appearance. She has still all of many of her devices, torture devices or experiment devices attached to her, and the look of her neuroptic is especially painful to see because of the fact that you see so much scarring on her neuroptic. Now, of course, there has been some optional neuroptics that have been released in the game, and many of these do have a less painful or tortured look to them. But from my perspective, and this is just my own personal bias preference, I've never been fond of any of the optional helms. Of course, there's the Bastet helm, which does make her look more feline. And then there's this Kara helm, which makes her look kind of like a stormtrooper. And as much as they are pretty nice, I've never really found them to be the design that really wowed me with this with Valkyr. Now when the Gursemi Deluxe skin came out for Valkyr, I was very much impressed. It had these elegant lines and these interesting attachments in the back. The overall look looked much more elegant than the original default skin, and all of the torture devices had been removed. I also liked the color, but the one limiting area, at least for me, was still the neuroptic. It didn't have that feline look that I expected to see with Valkyr, and because of that I ended up using the original default neuroptic with this new skin. As much as it had a tortured look to it, I still preferred the original neuroptic even with this new appearance. So once again, when the Cheetah Valkyr helmet came out, I was very excited since I finally found the helm that can match with the Gursemi skin and give her a total elegant appearance, at least from my, again, biased perspective. Now, I do have to say that this helm may not be for everyone, since it does have a very strong, edgy presence to it. And some people may like a much more softer, elegant look of the Gersemi helmet, or prefer something more of the order of the Grax Valkyr skin, which is also a very, very nice skin and has a less alien, edgy look to it. But for me, I really liked this cheetah helmet. It was a perfect balance between the edginess that gives Valkyr her presence and strength, and at the same time, this elegance that still comes from the color patterns and the very nice lines that Cheshire is noted for in many of his helmets and skins. And so I really liked this skin, or this helmet, I should say. These spikes that came out of the back gave her this really strong look, but at the same time, this contrasting colors that you could put on these spikes compared to the rest of the skin was really, really nice. I just found the whole thing to be really good. And what I found was that if you put these attachments, Valkyr works very well with the Riv Elite attachments for both her arms and legs. And if I used attachments which were somewhat dark and purple, then it worked well with the original default Gersemi look. And so I really didn't even need to change the color of the Gersemi skin. It actually turned out to be a very unique looking appearance for Valkyr, even with the default colors of the Gersemi skin. So that was very nice to see. Let me just put one more thing on, which is the sigil, front sigil, and for that I just wanted to put this Prisma sigil on, and usually put it on upside down so that it kind of looks like a necklace. So anyway, yeah, so when you make her appearance this way, she really stands out, and I don't know, it just makes her much more, I guess, presence, a stronger presence, and a more elegant presence, especially with the contrasting colors that you see on the helmet, as well as the elegant lines that give her a less tortured but still a fierce look to her. So now, since this is Fashion Frame, let's start giving her some color coordinated weapons. So color coordinate the kunai. Also, let's give her something a little bit edgier for her primary, so maybe something like the Raktacernos. And as far as the color is concerned, let me see. No, I think we could keep it as this dark bluish look, and it should be okay. Now for her melee, I think a equally edgy looking weapon would be pretty good. So something like the Lesion I think will work quite well with this look. And I'm not sure if I even need to change the colors here from what it's already set at. It seems to match her new Tennogen style, and so yeah, I mean, even with this default color, she looks pretty darn good. Now, since the Cheshire helmet does have a combined fierceness as well as the elegance, you can play the colors to both sides. So if you wanted to emphasize the fierceness, then you might want to go with something like a blood red predator look. And here the attachments are basically the same, but she looks far more fiercer with this sort of color combination. Now let me just change the colors of her weapons accordingly, and yeah, I mean, this can look pretty darn nice as well. Let me just change one more thing. Yeah, there we go. So this looks a lot better. Okay, so yeah, I mean, with this look, she looks like definitely like a well, I don't know about a ninja, but she definitely looks like a fierce warrior sort of look. And so this looks really nice. On the other hand, you can go with a much more softer, elegant sort of look on her, and that goes quite well as well. So if you soften up her colors, then she can look pretty darn good even with the same helmet. So it's interesting that depending upon which way you change the colors on her, she can go from a much more softer feline look to a very hard, edgy warrior sort of look. So I kind of like this this look as well. So here I'm more using colors such as pink and purple and white. And under this condition, she looks a lot less of that alienish look and a lot more kind of elegant style to her. So again, let me change the colors of the weapon. Let me also change the arrow. There we go. And let's see what else. I think the Kuna looks okay. Let me just change this. Oh, actually, let me change this to something like a Orthos Prime, since she now has a more elegant look to her. We might as well give her a slightly more elegant weapon. So yeah, there we go. So I think this helmet looks pretty nice because it has a combined fierce elegance to it. So you can use the same helm to get multiple appearances out of her. So again, this is a very biased opinion, and just like with many of my other videos, but I found this Cheshire helmet to be a really nice addition to the total Valkyr look. Okay, well, this wraps up this video for the fashion frame. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching it. As we continue down with more Tennogen skins, I will continue to see if I can introduce some of these new Tennogen releases for you. If you have any comments, please post them in the comments section below, and it's always a pleasure to make these videos for you. We wish you all the best, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.